Azimio has vowed to fight corruption, and as a result, more money is available to support the small businesses. These fellows, because they thrive in corruption, and that's their DNA, they cannot even understand how to generate 450 billion for SMEs, because part of the money they are targeting is to steal away from the public coffers. That's why they cannot imagine that 450 billion can be set aside for SMEs.
You know, we have repeatedly said that our colleagues, our competitors are copycats. And you saw it in yesterday's attempt, feeble attempt at a manifesto. For instance, because we spoke about support of small business, they also have then decided to speak about small business. Except theirs is minimalist, 50 billion in support of small business. And you know, I tried to explain to Nanok when we were debating on television that what is required is scale. In Laikipia, as we stand now, we have a 3.3 billion support program for small business. They are talking about 50 billion for the whole country, which translates to about a billion per county. Or as they said, about 200 million per constituency. In Laikipia, it is 1 billion per constituency right now, not in the future. Now, Azimio is going to scale that up. So that is why our own target is about 3 to 350 billion in small business support. If you want to transform Kenya, we have to be serious. So, as we have said before, our colleagues are simply copycats. Thank you very much.
Do you think that the manifesto is realistic?
It is cut and paste.
Yes.
They have taken our manifesto and it is cut and paste.
They're not very good copycats.
And they're not, yeah, exactly, they are not very good copycats. So where we had said like 300 billion, now they're saying 50 billion. They have not a single original idea. And it is quite clear, if you go back to 6 months ago when Nanok and I were debating, they have not a single idea of what it takes to transform the Kenyan economy. The Kenyan economy, you were talking about more than 7 million micro enterprises, very small businesses. To transform Kenya, you must do something meaningful for those micro businesses. And you cannot do it with tokenism. You cannot do it by the sort of thing that our competitors are talking about. You have to do something transformative. So, but because our colleagues are copycats, and remember, we delayed the launch of our manifesto for a long time because we know these guys. All they do is copy what we're doing. When we did last year, when we did the Azimio regional congresses, they are now following us many months later with what they are calling economic forums. And it's such a shame because, for example, when we were here in Uhuru a few days ago, there were street fights. And this is really, and they should feel ashamed of themselves. This is not the kind of politics that Kenya requires. Kenya requires politics, polished politics of ideas of how to transform our economy, not stone throwing, which they brought here, a few days ago. And ask yourself, what made them only launch their manifesto 30 days to the election? What have they been campaigning on? But they had been waiting and waiting and waiting until we launch our manifesto so that they can copy and paste. Yeah. And I remember when we were in primary school, I remember Mr. Kyohe moving Nanok from my desk. I suspect even then it was copy pasting. The reason we are focused on manufacturing is because to increase agricultural productivity, you must use technology. You must use machines and tools. And those machines and tools will be made right here in Kenya. What these guys are talking about is that they are within 30 days, if they were to be elected, they would appoint judges. The judges who were not appointed because there is credible intelligence of doubtful conduct. What are these Kenya Kwisha fellows saying? That within 30 days they will appoint those judges. And there are particular, it's not all judges. There are a few persons who there is credible intelligence that these persons are corrupt. And I know they have said, okay, put the intelligence in public domain. That is reckless. Intelligence is not something that you put in public domain without compromising those who gather intelligence. The truth is, there are a few individuals. 99% of our judges are beyond reproach. 99%. But in any organization, you will find one or two individuals whose conduct is doubtful. Now, these Kenya Kwisha people are saying, within 30 days, 15 days of their being in office, they are going to appoint those corrupt individuals to the bench. Why? Why? And we have said to you, their DNA is officer. Frankly, I haven't read the Roots Party Manifesto. And look, if you need to use that substance for medicinal purposes, I'm not going to begrudge you, but frankly, I've not read it because it's a fringe idea. Yeah. And it has its sort of humor value, but obviously, you're not going to create 6 or 7 million jobs in Kenya by dealing with that stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to comment on their manifesto. I simply have not read it, but I've had a bit of a look to the Kenya Kwisha fellows, and as I said, I suspect from our primary school days, the reason our teacher Gujiri, the reason Mr. Kyohe asked Nanok to move away from my desk and go and sit somewhere else, I suspect even then he was copy-pasting.
Upper Happy Gardens, it is becoming so beautiful. It's becoming a masterclass place. So tunasema, if you're really interested in getting property that is foster, come to Happy Gardens.
Yes.
Tumeweka kila kitu. Kwanza hata nikwambie tumeweka miti ya stima. Tumeweka transformer.
Yes.
Sasa inamaanisha stima iko. Number 2, tumefence kila mahali round with mesh link na concrete poles. That means the place is secure.
Yes.
Now after hiyo fence yote tumeweka gate kwanza 2, A na B.
Yes.
So meaning the place is secure.
Yes.
Number 3, we've done compacted maram roads. Hizi barabara ni zile zenye inyeshe isinyeshe ukuje na gari ina gani hawezi kwama. So it is a proper place for you to invest. Number 4, we have done the borehole. Maji iko.
Yes,
maji umeiona.
Yes,
alafu unaona kwa barabara huku kando tumeweka pipe inapitia kila plot. So ukikuja kazi yako tu ni kulipa connection fee. Then you get water in your plot. So hiyo ni kuonyesha kwamba hakuna siku utakosa maji katika hii property. Yes?
Yes.
Number 5, tumepanda miti. Miti along the streets.
Yes.
Na nikidhani umeona pahali tumepanda miti imefuata barabara.
Yes, ziko kando. Yeah.
Sasa tumepanda miti. We have something called greening in Optiven. Tunahimiza watu wapande miti. Tunajaribu kupunguza venye environment inakuwa destroyed. So we are planting trees. The 4th thing that we are going to do in this project, hiyo ndio kitu imebaki kwa hii project. Kitu moja tu. Solar street lighting.
Yes.
Na hiyo tunakuja kuweka. Tukisema tunaweka. Hata ukiingia uko ndani unapata tumechimba.
Yes.
Solar inakuja hapa. So ukiwa hapa usiku utadhania uko pale kuna jua pale. It is going to be well lit. Sasa unaweza tembea usiku na amani. Yes.